Hello, everyone, and welcome to the demonstration for the Lexbe eDiscovery platform. My name is Matthew Pasco, and I am an eDiscovery Solutions Director with Lexbe. I'm here to guide you guys through the platform, help you understand what Lexbe is able to offer, and answer any questions that you have in regards to the solution. That being said, let's get right into it. A little bit about Lexbe to start. Lexbe was founded in 2007, about 15 years ago, 16 years now. We're based out of Austin, Texas, and we offer the industry's most affordable and fully featured DIY cloud-based e-discovery platform and deliver the industry's fastest ROI. We are fully staffed with a professional services team of ACED certified former litigation paralegals and attorneys who are experienced e-discovery specialists that can assist with any of your e-discovery project needs. Lexbe is a fully cloud-based, full-featured DIY solution powered by the AWS cloud. It's hyper-scalable and accessible with a internet browser, stable internet connection from any operating system, whether it be Mac or PC. The Lexbe Uber Index is a proprietary Lexbe software tool that is the engine that drives the Lexbe platform. It's a multi-source concatenated singular index. It's lightning fast. As soon as documents are uploaded to the Lexbe platform, they begin processing immediately, and you can seamlessly add documents into a database without having to re-index the entire production, which helps expedite the review process. We also offer a host of advanced applications of artificial intelligence, utilizing neural networks for advanced machine learning and high quality results. And at Lexbe, we are very focused on the security of your documents from end to end using 256-bit end-to-end encryption. We routinely perform security and threat checks to ensure the security of our platform for various potential threats that may exist out in the internet world. So we pride ourselves on making sure that our platform and your data is secure from end to end. Lexbe also offers industry-leading pricing with far less billing triggers than some of our competition and other vendors and resellers, with hosting rates as low as $5 per gigabyte per month, no monthly reoccurring fees for user licenses or multiple client matter or case fees. Recently, we've added a full service forensic collections department with full remote forensic collection capabilities, physical, logical, or targeted collections based on your individual or case needs. We can assist with the collection and processing of data from desktops, laptops, external hard drives, USB drives, and data extraction on mobile devices such as phones or tablets, and we can capture information that would otherwise be left without a way to review. The forensic services can harvest information from web-based emails, collaboration tools, cloud storage, and social media sources, including but not limited to some of the examples listed below: Amazon Drive, iCloud, Slack, WhatsApp, Telegram, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, rideshare apps, basically any source where electronic information may reside. If you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out following the presentation and we can get you some additional information on a consult and the best way to find where sources of electronic information may reside in your case. Again, Lexbe is a cloud-based processing, review, and production tool. It's designed to be DIY and it's easy for the staff to use. With our annual plans, we do offer free upload assistance, so we can help get you up and running and started your review a little bit quicker. That said, before we transition into the demonstration portion of the presentation, I'm going to put up a few polling questions. We do value feedback and use it to improve on our presentations and offerings. So if you guys would take a minute or two to review the questions and answer accordingly, we'd greatly appreciate it. Additionally, we do have, if there's any questions, you can type them up in the chat and I will have my administrator Rosie send them over to me and I'll do my best to answer them in real time. If it's something that we can't get to during the presentation, I'm happy to take it offline or follow up with a call or meeting after the presentation to discuss. Okay, perfect. I appreciate everybody's feedback. And now let's hop into the demonstration portion of the presentation. So here we're looking at our website at lexbe.com. The platform login button is conveniently located in the top right-hand panel of our website. A few things that I'd like to point out prior to beginning the presentation is our support-based ticketing system. Lexbe has a 24/7 support-based ticketing system where you can submit any IT issues in relation to issues with the platform if documents aren't loading properly or you're running into issues with your documents loading. This helps us triage and get somebody out to you really quickly. We do also have the full professional services support staff available during the working hours of 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday, to assist with any project-based e-discovery work. The support-based ticketing system is more for internet or IT-based issues, but it gives us a way to get someone working on an issue and working on a resolution as expediently as possible. Jumping into the platform itself, once I click on the platform login button, it will take me into my user login screen. And by clicking on that screen, it will bring me into the Lexbe eDiscovery platform. You'll notice here that it brings me into my main case screen. Uh, In this case screen, I have information about the last case that I visited. If I'm hosting multiple matters on the Lexbe platform, by clicking on the switch case button is how I would access any of the additional cases. And as I pointed out previously, Lexbe does not charge a monthly reoccurring fee for hosting multiple client matters. So the hosting space is expandable if you're working with multiple matters, and there is no monthly reoccurring fees for hosting multiple matters. By clicking on the browse button, it will bring me into the case screen. The browse view gives you a snapshot of all of the documents in a particular database. You'll notice that all of the documents are hyperlinked. By clicking on the hyperlink would bring you into the document viewer specifically. In terms of reviewing documents or managing your layout, all of these columns are adjustable. You can re you can move them to areas to make it easier for you to review. There are also sortable ascending and descending. And we also have a density slider if you wanted to adjust the height or width of the columns to for ease of visibility. You'll notice that the platform is pretty simple design and straightforward. We pride ourselves on working with individuals who are technology agnostic. So if you have a background working with another e-discovery platform, your set should transfer very easily, and the Lexbe e-discovery platform is very intuitive. Generally speaking, the workflow flows from left to right across the top case heading screen, starting with case. This is where documents are added into the Lexbe platform. The majority of the time, searching, tagging, um, or searching and browsing documents would be in the search and browse view. This is where you will be able to run comprehensive searches and filters on your documents. The discovery tab is for creating review jobs and or review batches and productions. And then your management and accounting tabs give you various functionality as far as adjusting user permissions or managing folders, custom fields, etc. Inside of the browse and search view, you'll notice that the left-hand panel is mirrored on both of those views. Basically, the browse view, again, is a bird's eye view of all the documents in a particular database or upload batch, whereas the search view allows you the capabilities of searching by keywords or running different search terms on your documents. Before you can do that, obviously, you need to get documents onto the Lexbe platform. Again, this is achieved through the Case tab under Add Case Documents. Once you click on Add Case Documents, you'll see that when documents are uploaded, they come through as upload batches. In order to upload documents on your own, the easiest way to do that would be to click on the upload button. As soon as you click on the upload button, you'll come to a screen that has a basically a list of things that you need to type in order to upload your documents. You can title your batch, add any comments, establish a document source, assign any custodians that may be important for the data that you're uploading, and then set up your time zone offset for any message files. Once you click next, it will bring you into the uploader where you can easily drag and drop documents from your desktop or go to the File Explorer and choose files from there. What we're doing here when we upload documents instantaneously, as soon as documents are uploaded to the platform, they begin processing immediately. And basically what we're doing is we're processing them into a normalized OCR PDF version of the documents and running them through that Uber index, which I mentioned previously. Essentially, the Uber index is a proprietary Lexbe software tool. It's a multi-source index which combines all of the data from different indexes into one single searchable index. So when you run searches on your data, you're getting the most comprehensive set of search results. Essentially, the Uber index combines all of the metadata, the imaged OCR text, the native characters, and the translated characters into a single searchable index. So after your documents are uploaded and you have your upload batch established, you can go into the upload batch manager and click one of your upload batches. Before I get too far into it, it's also important to know that with all of our subscription accounts, as I mentioned previously, standard data upload assistance is provided as a courtesy by our professional services department. Essentially, if you click on this Add Case Documents button, the uploader, this screen right here, they can send you a digital copy of this, a Word document, and you can upload all this information. And then professional services can set up a way to get you the data to us. Depending on the size of the data set, there could be some additional benefit to having professional services upload the data. Namely, there's some post-processing that they can run on the data as a courtesy for having a subscription account, specifically near duplicate grouping and email threading, which are both provided as a courtesy with a subscription account. But this is something that is included and not a billable function of professional services. So if you have a data set that is large and you'd like to take advantage of that, definitely reach out to your professional services account liaison once you get set up, and they can help you get your data ingested and take care of that for you as a courtesy. So just jumping back into the documents. Again, once I click on a document batch, it's going to bring me into the browse view. The browse view, again, is going to give me all of the documents in that particular upload batch. So right now I am looking at the upload batch from 11/10/2017, which happens to include 403 documents inside of this batch specifically. On the left-hand panel, as I noted, it's going to be mirrored on the search and the browse view. The browse view will allow you to browse through documents in a specific upload batch, whereas the search view will allow you to run searches on the database as a whole. Once you start typing in a search, you can see that it will pre-populate with previous searches that have been run on the data set. And then also the Lexbe search engine has the ability to run any type of comprehensive search that you would like on your data to get as granular as possible. The different types of name searches, for example, concept or stemming searches, and then the different ways to search, whether it be all the words, any of the words, or using Boolean logic. But essentially, when we run a search, for the purpose of this demonstration, I am using the declassified Enron data set. So if I run a search on this database, which contained about 800 documents, I can reasonably assume that the majority of them are going to return a search result for Enron. So, and obviously that has been achieved. Right now we're looking at all 679 documents that have returned a search result of Enron. Now, one of the keys to the Lexbe platform and being able to kind of drill down on your data a lot further is utilizing filters. So the unique thing about filters is that they could be overlaid over searches to further drill down on the results. So for example, in this scenario, let's say I only wanted to review documents that happen to be message or email files that contain the search results Enron. I can click on the select filter button. I can go to extension, and then I can type in the extension for .msg and press OK. And now I am only reviewing results that returned the search hit for Enron that happen to be email files exclusively. You also have the ability to overlay multiple filters on top of this. For example, if you wanted to drill down even further and establish a specific date range and say, I would only like to see the message files from January 1, 2019 to December 31, 2019, you could set up an additional filter and overlay that on top. You'll also notice on this left-hand panel the filter quick links. You have filter quick links as well as search quick links, and you have your 5 most recent filters and searches available at your fingertips. If you click on this edit button here, you're able to rename these filters, and you are able to either share them, which would give any users that have access to the database the ability to recall these searches in the future, or you can pin them to your database exclusively for future recall. But this is a quick and helpful way for you to establish multiple filters or searches and have future recall by sharing or pinning them to your database. You also have the ability to adjust your layouts and customize these as well if you would like to establish a specific workflow. You can manage your layouts, manage the fields, and manage the default views through this these layout functions on the left-hand panel. Excuse me. Another excellent tool or feature set of the Lexbe eDiscovery platform is the multi-doc edit tool. The multi-doc edit tool is a convenient way for you to tag or task multiple documents simultaneously with the same set of actions. So this could be accomplished by example for selecting all of the documents that are responsive to a specific search or filter, and then using the multi-doc edit tool to adjust different fields. Let's say in this example that we've can reasonably determine that all of the documents that are responsive to the searches and filters that we've created need to be tagged as confidential, we can go to the multi-doc edit, click on confidential, and mark all of these documents as confidential simultaneously. We also have the option to expand this out to the entire email family, which is a convenient way for you to make sure that everything is marked properly and that nothing is missed, and it is expanded out to the entire email family. But the multi-doc edit tool is certainly a very useful tool given the right set of circumstances. Uh, Moving on to the actual document viewer, what I'm going to do now is click into a document specifically, which will bring me into the document viewer, and then we'll talk a little bit about the tagging and coding portion of the Lexbe eDiscovery platform. You'll notice when I clicked into this document, it bring me into the last area of the document viewer that I had accessed. In this scenario, it happened to be the Hits tab. The Hits tab is another unique feature of the Lexbe eDiscovery platform. You'll notice here that all of the search hits from the searches that I ran in the search view are highlighted in yellow, and you see that you have a hyperlink here to the OCR text version of the document, as well as the paginated PDF version of the document. And then you also have visibility on the surrounding text of the search hit, so you can do a quick review for relevance. It's a really convenient way for you to just do that cursory review. In addition to the hits view, you also have the original or native view for supported file formats for viewing inside the Lexbe document viewer. You also have access to the HTML text view, a paginated PDF view, a scrollable PDF view, and the OCR text view of the document. Over on the right-hand panel is where the majority of the coding and tagging will take place on the Lexbe platform. Underneath the Discovery tab is where you would access the specific coding of the documents, general coding, responsive, non-responsive, etc. You'll notice on this coding menu that these four options are illustrated as a bubble, or what I would like to refer to as a hard-coded field. And what I mean by that is that you can only choose one of these options on your document. So a document's either going to be responsive, non-responsive, needing further review, or not specified. In contrast, we also have these checkbox fields, or what I like to refer to as soft-coded fields. Essentially, what I mean by that is that you are able to apply multiple tags to a document. So a document could be confidential, as well as attorney-client privilege. And every time that you code a document, it's also predetermined as reviewed by you as the user. We can run user reports for monthly meetings or things like that if you need to get visibility onto a particular reviewer or case to determine who has reviewed what documents over what time frame. And professional services can walk you through the process of generating those reports for monthly meetings or anything that you need with respect to that. It's also important to note before I get too far into this, as this is a high-level demonstration where I'd like to illustrate or showcase some of the high-level features of the Lexbe platform, that should you decide to start a subscription or get set up with an account inside of the Lexbe eDiscovery platform, that professional services does provide a courtesy training for your entire office staff, review team, anybody who needs access to the Lexbe eDiscovery platform. Professional services will do a courtesy training where they can go a little bit deeper, and in a lot of cases they can upload your documents in advance of the training and have you learning on your own documents. It usually helps the training resonate a little bit better, or you establish questions that are more pertinent to your individual workflow or case needs. So I thought that was important to point out as well, or would be important to point out as well. Jumping back into it, obviously, again, this is the way that documents are coded. In order to move to the next document, you simply toggle through here. It brings you up to the next document in your document viewer. You also have the ability or access to review any of the metadata that was captured upon upload and processing. And you have the ability to add custom fields or custom tags to your document on top of these predisposition custom tags that exist within the Lexbe eDiscovery platform. So for example, if we were reviewing a document and we wanted to add a custom tag, if this brought up something where we wanted to have a quick way to recall this document and other documents that might share the same sentiment or same type of characteristics that we want to recall in the future. It's a very easy and again convenient DIY way for you to do that using the add a new field button and selecting a custom field. And then you can go in here and make a custom field and create a checkbox. And what I've done now is created a custom tag that I can, again, additionally apply to this document. So for example, if I wanted to apply a custom tag, I can now press save on that document and now go back into my browse view. Let's make sure I refresh. I will go back to my filters and now I can run a filter for any documents that have been tagged with the custom tag that I've just created and run a filter for all those documents. So it's an easy way for you in real time to create those custom tags and establish another way of coding your documents out that could be beneficial to your specific workflow. Moving through the functionality on the right-hand panel of the document viewer, we also have the document tab. The document tab gives you the various capabilities to manipulate or adjust documents, splitting PDF documents or other documents, removing pages. We also have the redaction and annotation editor capabilities inside of the Lexbe eDiscovery platform. The redaction editor is accessed simply by clicking on the redaction editor button. And basically, as soon as you start redacting a document, the process is pretty simple and straightforward. It's a left mouse click and hold over the area of the document that you would like to be redacted. The standard redactions can also be presented in black or white if you have a potential to have to print these documents out at any point. The benefit of that is not wasting ink and toner by redacting by providing the redactions in white. And also this redaction text is editable and customizable so that you can create custom redactions for things like personally identifiable information, etc. It's also important you can also redact the entire page at one time. It's also important to note how redactions and annotations are treated by the Lexbe platform. And what I mean by that is that whenever you create a redaction of it on a document, a clean copy of the original version is always maintained inside the Lexbe database, but only the redacted version would be included in an outgoing or exporting production. And prior to any productions being exported, all of the documents are re-OCR'd, and any portions of the text of an email body, for example, that have been redacted, that portion of the text is stripped from the outgoing OCR text version of the production to ensure that opposing counsel, when they receive the production, won't be able to go through and backdoor any type of searches using the OCR text to try and find information that was redacted from a document. So it protects you and insulates you in that sense. For all intents and purposes, the annotation editor functions pretty similarly, but it's treated differently with respect to the LEP. What I mean by that is that annotations are only internal facing. It's a way for you to create notes and highlights on a document itself for internal facing review, so other users who have access to the database can see them, but annotations will never be included in outgoing productions. To take this a step further, there's some additional functionality as far as coding or working with your documents a little bit further than your standard responsive, non-responsive, or creating custom tags. We also have the Notes tab and the Facts and Issues. So the Notes tab is a way for you, kind of similar to the annotation editor, but these are callouts outside of the document itself where you can reference specific pages of a document. You can choose whether or not you would like to share these notes with all the reviewers or make them private to your database exclusively. You can title these notes, for example, and you can create a note specifically to what this document pertains to. Um, Underneath the analysis tab on the main screen is where you can access any case notes. Here you can see some samples of case notes that I have going on in this database and case notes titles. These are also can be filtered. So you can filter, for example, for all case notes that are related to a specific subject matter, say budget, for example. And these notes are also fully exportable to an Excel spreadsheet if you need to get them ready for arbitration, mediation, trial prep, etc. So this is a convenient way for you to export these notes to Excel off the Lexbe platform. Again, we also have the facts and issues tab, which takes the notes a little bit further and is a way for you to establish a chronology of events or a timeline of events in an ongoing litigation or pending matter. You can establish a start and end date for the event. You can choose whether the facts are contested or material. Again, you can reference a page and a title, add a custodian, and assign any issues to that. Again, this is reviewable under the Analysis and Facts and Issues tab. Here you can see an example that we have established of specific facts and documents that accompany those facts. You can also see the timeline of events in the specific Facts and Issues tab. Again, these are fully filterable, searchable, and exportable to Excel or pivot table. We have a lot of our clients who use third-party timelining software that's more demonstrative for trial presentations, and they have been successful in exporting these notes to Excel files and importing or pivot table and importing them into a third-party timelining software that is more trial-centric. So this kind of puts you on third base so that you don't have to go through and retype out your entire timeline or chronology of events. So again, could be very useful in the right set of circumstances. The last area of the document viewer that I would like to showcase is the related tab. Let me just pop back into my documents. I have a specific example that goes over email threading and emails that I would like to showcase for you. So clicking back into this and moving over to the related tab, the related tab in the document viewer is going to give you some visibility into the relationship of documents from a family standpoint, as well as a threading standpoint. So an email family, basically whenever documents are imported and processed through the LEP, the familial relationship of emails is always maintained. If there was any attachments to this email, the attachment would be nested underneath the parent email as a child attachment, illustrated by a paperclip inside the email family tab. You also have email threading, which is basically going to maintain the chain reply response or conversational nature of emails. Again, if you are processing documents for creating a production in response to a request for a production to go to opposing counsel, professional services can run email threading on your data set as a courtesy to ensure that all of the emails from a same conversation or email chain are grouped together. We also have this convenient email visualizer, which gives you a flowchart view or a synopsis of how the emails were distributed in a specific email chain. And another very unique and useful feature of the email threading capabilities is the ability to choose multiple or two emails and compare them to each other, either side by side or line by line, to look at look for differences inside of the emails themselves, as far as sent times, email text or CCs, etc. But basically, it's a really cool way for you to compare these documents either side by side or line by line, which again can be helpful in the right set of circumstances. The last two features that I'd like to point out before we get into the other area of the platform are the exact duplicates and near duplicate tabs. So these are a little bit different. Again, near duplicate grouping is something that can be run as a courtesy by our professional services team once the documents are uploaded. Exact duplicates are determined by the MD5 hash value of the document, which is essentially akin to a digital fingerprint of a document. Basically, if two documents have identical MD5 hash values, it means they're identical down to the bit level, which is the smallest possible data processing size. So basically, those documents are 100% identical down to the bit level. In contrast, near duplicate grouping will group any documents that have a greater than 51% or more similarity to each other, and they would be stack ranked underneath this heading if there was any near duplicates or near duplicate grouping was run on your data set. So basically, if you had documents that were 98 or 99% similar, those would be listed at the top, and then descending down to 51% duplicity. So it's a good way for you to kind of get a good sense of if there's any documents in your data set that might have some level of duplicity and what those documents are. Okay, let's see here. Moving back into the main case screen, one thing that I wanted to point out also, since I know that I'm delivering a lot of information in a short period of time, again, I'd like to reiterate the comprehensive courtesy training that comes with all of our Lexbe subscriptions. Additionally, we pride ourselves again as being a self-directed, self-guided DIY solution. We do have a comprehensive help library that is accessible through the main case tab on top here by clicking on help. And basically when you click into the help menu, it's going to bring you into the area of the platform that you came from. So everything is well appointed with hyperlinks. Sometimes there's video links and picture examples of the different areas of the platform. This basically gives you all the technical notes if you have questions on how certain tasks or functions are performed. The help menu is also fully searchable. So if you run searches on the help menu, you can uncover different topics if you have any questions. Again, this is fully accessible if you have questions about how different functions are performed on the platform after hours or on the weekend. If professional services is not available at your disposal, you can refer to the help menu to get assistance at those off-peak times. Jumping back into the platform, the last area that I wanted to discuss was the Discovery tab, or creating productions with LEP. Again, this is something that can be self-guided and self-directed. Lexbe does support all the standard production types. So basically any productions created inside of the Lexbe eDiscovery platform are going to come with the standard load files, and I'll show you a sample production here while I have it. Essentially, if you've looked at a production before, it's going to probably be pretty similar to what you've seen. You're going to have your image folder with TIFF images if you decided to export with TIFF images and their accompanying OCR text documents. You also have your load files, which are your standard DII, DAT, and OPT files, which pretty much satisfy the majority and bulk of requests for production. We also have the originals tab, which is going to have your originals, and then you have your PDF tabs with your Bates labeled PDFs. And then you have your text folder that has the OCR text for the to accompany those OCR PDFs. And I'll show you an example of a Bates labeled PDF, just so you get a snapshot of what that entails. Basically, you'll see here a redaction that was created with the custom text personally identifying information, and what that looks like, a redaction in white. In the event that you need to print this out, it's going to be very printer friendly as opposed to the black redaction. And then you also have your OCR text with your custom designator to follow if you wanted to add a custom designation to follow the Bates range on your outgoing production. That could be accomplished using when you export productions using LEP. Tab, get this here. And then lastly, the few things that I wanted to go over were the management, accounting, and admin tabs. Essentially, these give you various capabilities and functionality for managing, again, custom document fields. The example that I mentioned earlier, creating custom fields. If you had a list of custom fields that you wanted to create, you can use this menu to add multiple fields simultaneously rather than having to go through and add them one by one. Uh, Underneath the management tab, you can also have the functionality to manage passwords, and under the account tab is where you establish user permissions and set up case access, etc. Again, with LEP, you can have multiple users on the platform, and we don't charge any monthly reoccurring fees for user licenses. So you can have one user or 100 users. It's still going to be the same price based off of the amount of data that's hosted on LEP. And the cool thing is that you can get really granular with your permissions if you want to adjust the permissions as far as functions that each user has, or if you want to adjust their case permissions or only restrict access to a certain subset of documents. You can adjust all those permissions under the managing users and case permissions tabs, which again professional services can go through during the comprehensive targeted training if you want some more insight on how to perform or achieve those functions. Essentially, that'll wrap up the kind of demonstrative portion of the platform. I'll I'll ask for any questions if anybody has anything that they'd like me to go over specifically. Um, we do also offer weekly reoccurring trainings as a courtesy every Thursday at 12 p.m. Central Time. They are free to attend, and you can actually send an email to our professional services support staff. In preparation for those Thursday training sessions where you can ask direct or targeted questions specific to your workflow or needs that professional services can address during those training sessions, and make sure that they review that functionality or workflow flow with you to ensure that you are comfortable in ensuring that Lexbe and the eDiscovery platform is able to solve for all your eDiscovery needs. And it doesn't look like we have any questions at the moment, but if anybody has anything offline, I'm happy to assist or answer any questions from a consultative POV for specific case needs, for collection, processing, or production of electronic documents. I did also want to point out and go over the Lexbe pricing model. It is we do pride ourselves on being cost uh, a low cost solution, or without sacrificing any of the capabilities of our platform. And we love to be a good steward of your eDiscovery needs. So we do have pricing models and solutions that fit every budget. We basically have pricing models that go from 5 GB all the way up to 5 TB in various capacities. Our most popular option tends to be our Flex plan. It's going to be an open-ended plan. It's month to month, and something that can be canceled at any time if you have a small case that may not be ongoing. Working with the subscription plans, they generally are 12 or 24-month subscriptions, but this is how you access the better level pricing. Essentially, any plans over 50 GB are priced at $5 per gigabytes per month if they're billed in monthly installments. And we do give a 20% discount for prepaid plans if you pay for a year or 2 years in advance. Both of the or all of the hosting plans, Flex and the subscription, whether it be prepaid or installment, are based off of the expanded amount of data that's hosted on LEP. Again, they come included with the email threading and near duplicate grouping, as well as courtesy upload assistance from professional services at no charge. Um, we also have a couple of plans that are based off of the pre-expanded amount of data, basically the all-in-one plan, which includes the hosting cost bundled in. These are for single cases, $125 a gigabyte on the pre-expanded data amount. The benefit of this is it's really easy to determine costs and control costs because we don't have to worry about data expansion. And then if there's any exports or productions, those are billed out at $30 per gigabyte. We also have culling accounts for large data sets that need to be culled using keyword searches, date range searches, filtering by custodians, etc. We can give you a 30-day sandbox where you have the ability to run all those searches, tag documents as relevant, and then we can migrate them to a hosted subscription solution where we're only having to migrate the relevant documents so that you can make sure that you're focusing your review properly. We also have the ability to hibernate or archive non-relevant documents at a significantly discounted hosting rate on a monthly basis. The benefit of that is if you ever need to recall these documents in the future, if they're hibernated on LEP, we can get them spun up within 48 to 72 hours so that you can start working with them as opposed to an archive where they would be downloaded and exported to an external hard drive or USB drive for cold storage and preservation on your premises. We do have again, I like to point out, we do work with every budget. So if you guys have any questions that relate to a specific case or any upcoming matters that you'd like assistance with or have any questions with, my team and I are here and ready to provide any insight from a consultative point of view as far as the collection, processing, or production of electronic documents in an ongoing client matter or pending litigation. Again, I thank everybody for joining today, and please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or you'd like us to do a deeper dive on any of the features and benefits of the Lexbe eDiscovery platform. But with that said, it doesn't look like there's any questions coming in, so I think that'll wrap everything up. And again, I appreciate everybody's time. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday and have a great weekend, and thank you for choosing LEP and for working with us and helping meet your eDiscovery needs. Have a great day. Thanks.